Hello and welcome to my podcast, Delulu Talk, where we expose, we laugh, and we talk about our delusions as a middle schooler. There's a lot of tea that goes into love relationships, I feel like, because, it can be ups and downs, crazy, and a little bit of a roller coaster. So before we get in, I would like to say thank you for coming to listen to my podcast on Spotify podcast, Delulu Talk podcast. I have a very special guest, and her name is
Tealah.
She will be our first guest for this podcast, and I'm gonna ask her a couple of questions, and we're just gonna chat about, the delusions. So Tealah, how do you feel about the love relationships?
Love relationships. I think that for me personally, my love relationships, I feel both people have to be delusional for it to work. Because if you're not all about somebody, then what's the point of even being with them?
Right. And that's totally true because, girl, it be crazy out here. It be really giving stank.
It does. The math, I be macking half the time, so you really have to pay attention and delusional to me. You stalking them, you're doing all of the things to make sure that that's still your man.
Period. So what's your most thought when you get about loving somebody?
My most thought about when I love somebody, I'm kind of clingy, so I just want to be with them all the time. And if they're not showing me they want to be with me, then I be getting mad because if I'm like this to you, you're not like that to me, then that's a one-sided relationship.
Right. So, I would like to do a little fast Q&A on both of our delusions and ask you, and you could ask me some questions about my delusions. Do you have any questions to ask me?
I have a question to ask you. Okay, so how are you when you get in a relationship being delusional?
Being in a relationship as a delusional person, and it's kind of hard because sometimes your delusions don't go as planned, and sometimes they're wrong and they're right, and sometimes they can mess up friendships and relationships. I feel like delusions are a good thing and a bad thing, ups and downs on that, because I really love a lot of people that I would love to be in a relationship with, but delusions sometimes get in that way.
Yes, I understand.
So, you look like the type of person, you really caring, everything. What is your most thing that you look in finding a partner?
Oh, that's a really good question. The most thing I look for in a person is loyal. If you're not in everybody's face, you're just a very chill person, then I would probably like you. I don't like people who they be all over the place and they don't know what they want, because either you want me or you don't. There's no in between.
Right. And I feel like sometimes when you're knowing that I'm a different sexuality, I'm not one of them straights, one of those heterosexuals. It's kind of hard for gay people to find that good love in the world, because it's men kind of treat you differently because they see a side of you that is just that side because you like that type of person. You see? And I don't take I don't take offense to anybody. Whatever you want to believe that, you want to be, feelings and stuff. But you're not going to come at me and talk about something, oh yeah, you owe this F slur or whatever because you just this type of person. It's kind of hard to find that good love without finding a DL person,
I agree with that a lot. Me personally, I'm not gay, but I see how the difference for girls, if you're gay and you're a girl, then you don't get hate. But if you're a boy, then it's hard to find a relationship with somebody that genuinely likes you. So I feel bad for the gay people, because it's so many of y'all, but there's such few in these kind of places.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk a little bit about like friendships. So down the lines, I've had a lot of like toxic and I've had good friendships, but like, what is your advice to people that have toxic friends and like how to get out that toxic friendship?
Toxic friendships, my advice is just to like try to drift as far as possible as you can from it, because your relationship is toxic because you keep going back and back to them. But if you just like cut them off and you let them know like, hey, I don't have no problems with you, but I just don't feel like this friendship is healthy, then they should respect that. And if they don't, then they don't deserve it, because somebody should always respect your peace.
Period. So we're gonna get back on those delusional topics. So one of the persons that I want to talk about on here, you might know him. And you might figure it out. You know, it's okay to expose names, but let's talk about the Grinch. Okay, so, you know, I kind of like this guy. You know, I kind of really like him because he's just so funny. And I don't know, just a lot of times he gets on my nerves, but at the same time, you know that person that you like, they get on your nerves, but at the same time, you still like him because he's just so cute. And like, and it's like, dang, like, I want to be something with you, but you just have a bad attitude.
Is this person gay?
No.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard because, you know, when I get in high school, you know, I'll see like a lot of more variations of like boys and sexuality. I really do think that like that person doesn't try to like be mean. He's just like really funny, and you know, like he really is a kind person, and you know, I'm really glad to be called his friend.
So with this person, I have a question. So for this person, like you genuinely, like even though you like him, like you would just like to be his friend, like be in his presence.
Yeah, okay. Let's say that. So we gonna the voice crack. So we gonna talk about one more person of yours that you Delulu about.
Okay, so for my person that I would like to pick about being Delulu about is Fluffy. I don't think many people know Fluffy or like know about him, because I mean I don't tell my people my business, but it's when I feel like it's hard to say because he doesn't express his feelings and he's very hard to read. But at times he shows things that like he actually cares about me, and other times he'll try to act like he doesn't when he gets around other people. So I don't really like that. But if you knew, like, if you was me in my position and you seen it, then you would understand where I'm coming from. But a lot of people don't know because I don't want to sound delusional, even though I am delusional.
Period. And I really do think that is like a problem. Like, really, like, I do think that people just think that, oh yeah, you just like them and then that's it. Girl, no, we get all types of feelings.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I feel like you get those feelings and stuff, and you know, you don't just like somebody just to like somebody. You like a person for a reason. Like, it's either, mostly it's probably because of their personality, what they do, like what they like say. Like, they just probably respectful and they really come and they probably really funny. Like, let's talk about this other guy, X-Ray. I don't talk about this guy so much because I feel like if I was ever to express my feelings to this person, he would be mad.
What's his code name?
X-Ray.
Okay.
So, X-Ray does have a girlfriend, and like, well, I feel like he was new, and then like a second later he was in a relationship, and I really feel like I didn't get time to like try to figure out if I liked him or not, really, because anyway, so
I need you to write your name down.
So like I feel like if I was ever to express my feelings to this person, you know, like he would get mad, or like he would think it's weird, or because I have a little story time. Cause so like 1 year ago, I had this friend. His name was Luis, and his name was Luis, and we was friends for a good while. We was friends for like 4 years, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm starting to build up on a crush, but like I don't want to make it weird. So if you like me, you don't like me, whatever you like, that's fine. But he started attacking me, like talking about, oh yeah, that's weird, you know, I want. I just feel like he attacked me and stuff, and I feel like I really didn't get a chance to express what I felt, so I dropped him, and like we're not friends no more. And I wish it went differently, because like it was not even that. It was that like he didn't want me to be happy, like even with friends or relationships. So I had to drop him. So yeah.
But that's good that you're setting boundaries for yourself and saying like, hey, if you're not willing to respect me and hear what I have to say, and you're just trying to like push me away, even though like we were friends, then I'm glad that you can stand up for yourself in that way. I have the same thing with like Oreo, because I feel like to him I can't express my feelings to him, because in a way I feel like he doesn't understand me well enough. Like he just thinks that I'm like not caring about him and I'm just be cheating on him. But in reality it's not even nothing like that. It's just that like I can't express myself to him in any type of way without him like getting offended about it. And I don't like when people do that, because it's like I want to tell you what's wrong so that we could fix the problem, but I can't if you're just gonna take offense to every little thing that I say and try to be like petty. And if I'm talking to somebody, then you go try to talk to somebody. Just let me petty when like I'm just talking to them because that's genuinely my friend.
Right. And I feel like that's like a big thing with like it's giving fake. It really is. And like one thing about me, I really love like, this is like weird talk, but like the reason why I love SZA's music is because like she like really tells you like how you be acting and like what she be doing, and like girl, I'm still doing this but you're still doing that. Like, and like
it's an eye-opening, because it's like I'm realizing that like I deserve more than somebody who's not gonna treat me right just because I still love them. Shut the fuck up, thinking. Damn, you see we're doing something, you keep talking. Please shut up. It's not even your seat anyway, so please stop talking in the mic. You're not a special guest.
I'm gonna keep that in. That was funny. So, before we end today's first episode of Delulu Talk, I would like to ask one question to you, and like you ask the same question.
Okay.
What is delusions to you?
Delusions to me, some people see delusions as like how you come across as somebody, but delusions to me is like if you care about somebody and you want them enough, then you will like talk about them and stuff, and like it just means that you care about them, kind of. But it's like you do it in such a weird way that the word is delusional, because you could always love somebody, but if you're talking about them, especially if they're not like with you, then okay, I can see that's delusional.
Right. So Delulu to me, like delusions is like
thinking. Can you fucking stop? You're doing too much. It's not even funny. I don't care. You doing too much. He's just
So delusions to me is like, it's like a word of like, you see either somebody and you like wanna, like, you have a fantasy of like what it would be like with that person, and like you just really truly like see them as like maybe a husband, or you see them as a boyfriend, you see them as a person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. And I feel like delusions are very beautiful, but sometimes they can be like a little bit chaotic.
Yeah. Why you look at me? I feel delusions are just like having like a big crush on someone. You just see different as them, or it's different than somebody else.
Right. And to close off today's podcast, I would really like to thank you for being on my first episode.
You're so welcome.
Thank you to Spotify Podcast for letting me power this podcast, Delulu Talk podcast. Thank you to everyone that watches this episode. Remember, if your episode goes viral, you will get monetized and you will get paid for half of this episode.
Okay.
So, thank you, and me and Tealah are signing off today's podcast. Bye.